ever feel that you're just shouting into a void, making content or doing something, and you're just not getting the reward or the recognition that you want? And you think to yourself, I'm just going to quit, this is too difficult. Well, don't. Today's video is for you, and I'm going to share some really good tips to make sure that you keep going, but also I've got some practical advice at the end so you can really hold yourself accountable. I started YouTube because I'm basically the opposite of anybody that makes content on YouTube. I'm a middle-aged woman, I've got children. I kind of thought to myself, why would anybody want to listen to what I've got to say? But also, that could make me unique. So maybe people do want to listen to what I've got to say, as I'm just going to give everybody a really ordinary, straightforward view that's not all fancy graphics and editing. But let me tell you, my journey since January, when I've really picked up my channel, has not been easy. And I had a video that just went insane, got me loads and loads of subscribers and skewed my results effectively because I thought, oh, this is going to be really easy. I've got so many subscribers already, got to 890 quite quickly in 3 months. I'm definitely going to surpass the amount that I need to make this really worthwhile. And then about a month and a half ago, it all just went a little bit quiet, shall we say. And I was thinking, what am I doing wrong? I might as well just quit because I was losing subscribers. I'd lose a few, I'd gain a few. And I kind of thought, this just isn't worth my while. And then I realised something. What is the difference between when I go out for a run where I do not give up, I stick to a challenge, I keep going no matter what, and a lot of other things in my life where I'm sometimes tempted to take the easy route. So I sat down and I had a really big think about this, and I wanted to share what I came up with as to why I don't quit on certain things and why I'm tempted to quit on others. So let me start with your mindset. This is a funny one because some days you feel amazing and then other days you just really can't be bothered. So my first point is around treating any kind of task that you want to complete like a full-time job. So what does this mean? You show up even when you don't want to. You do the things that you know that you have to make a difference in order to do the work that you go in to do every single day. You know exactly what I mean. You've got a horrible report that you don't want to write, and yet you still manage to knuckle down and do it. So whatever the thing is that you don't want to quit over, I'd recommend that you treat it like a job, you factor it in, and you just get it done. So sometimes you're not going to feel like making a YouTube video or feel like doing a LinkedIn post or even feel like doing the washing. But you know that at the end of the day, you have to do it to keep your job going. The next biggest thing that I can relate from my running to YouTube in particular is commit to the long game. Now, a lot of the time with running, I have a race that I'm aiming towards. So last weekend I did a 10K, and I knew that if I did the training and I put the hours in to make sure that my running was getting better, being consistent, getting this stuff done, then I would be able to have the best 10K that I could. You have to treat whatever the thing that you want to give up over as a long-term goal, so a long game. You can't just say to yourself, oh, I might give YouTube a go for a couple of weeks and see what happens. You have to commit to saying, I'm going to do this for at least however long. So in my case, I'm doing it for a year, and that is the long game. And at the end, I hope I will have consistently got better over time, but I'm committing to it not instantly happening straight away and it not being as easy as I thought it would be. Because I've committed to doing it over the longer term for a year, it makes me keep going. The next one is focusing on the actual process and not the outcome. Again, I can relate this to running. I get out there and I do 5K as a training session. This is the process. I'm not actually concerned about the outcome as long as I get out and do the job. And this applies to anything. You do the process rather than the outcome. How this relates to YouTube or anything else that you don't want to give up over, you commit to the process. So you commit to 1 video a week or 2 videos or whatever it might be. You get that done, and anything else is just additional. So any subscribers or any likes, that's part of something else. What you've committed to is the process. You're not interested in the outcome. The next bit of advice can apply to anything. Do not compare yourself to other people. Stay in your own lane, run your own race, forget about anybody else. They are at a separate point on their journey. Now, you might think that someone has got the most amazing reel on Instagram or short on YouTube, and you're thinking, well, mine is nowhere near as good. So what if it isn't? You know, we can't all do amazing visuals, but what we can do is make sure our content and our message is really good, because that's the thing that people appreciate, and that's the thing that's going to add value. These people that are making incredible reels or shorts or look like they really know what they're doing are at a different point on their journey than you are. You might be able to get there one day, but what you don't see is the fact that they've been toiling away for 10 years at doing this thing, and you've only just begun. You haven't been able to put the hours in that you would have liked. Just focus on your game and nobody else's. And my last point is that even if you only get one view, you're still providing value to one person. Kind of alluded to it in my last point, but whatever it is that you don't want to give up over, just by showing up and being there, you might inspire somebody else to do what you're doing. So this can apply to running, this can apply to work, even just showing up and being yourself can make somebody else feel heard and seen. So on YouTube, you might not get hundreds of subscribers every video, but you might have one person that watches them and that changes their day. And as such, you are a better person for it. And you don't even know this. So just keep going. So my practical advice, whatever it might be, get your diary, block out a time in it and stick the thing into it. That way you're committing to it on a different level. And the other thing is, why are you doing this thing in the first place? Why do I run? Because I know that at the end of the day, it makes me stronger. So if I feel like I can't be bothered or I want to quit, I remember that fact. I remember the feeling that I have when I finish a race or I get to the end of my workout, and that's why I keep going. And it's the same with YouTube. I'm doing this because I know some of my videos have a lot of value to give to people, but also I want to show to my boys that just because I'm a middle-aged old woman, I can get up and do the things that they might be surprised that I can do. And also I'm showing them that I'm not going to quit. So if you found this video useful, I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you not want to quit over? What's holding you back at the moment, stopping you from achieving what you want? Don't quit. Keep going, and please share and subscribe if you can.